This whole Xavier Worthy situation should be bigger than what it is. She ripped bro locks out, and now he had to cut him off and get a fade. The fact that he was getting abused and cheated on this whole time, and he still ended up getting locked up was insane. If I don't see this woman in jail in the next 24 hours, I am going to flip, because they locked him up the same day with no proof. Just word of mouth. Had bro on the headlines of social media going viral with no proof.
This is what we mean by double standards. Xavier Worthy, who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, found out his girl, fiance, significant other was cheating on him. There's video footage. She was asked to leave the premises multiple times. She assaults him, starts destroying stuff in the home. The cops get called. Guess who goes to jail?
I wish I can be around him more. I don't get the chance to, bro. It's not cool. Like, it's like, all right, like I have never took my son out of the state before. Never been able to. I don't have permission. Like, it's like I have a second mom. Like, I gotta ask my second mom, hey, can I take my son? Can I take our son somewhere? But if she want to get up and leave the country and lead the state, I get no say so whatsoever.
Being a straight man is the biggest red flag when dating, is what Doechii says, however you say her name. Let me play the video.
This is a huge red flag for me. All right. You know what's so crazy? I was gonna say men. Strike one. You're a man. Yeah. And you're heterosexual.
What is y'all issue with dudes liking women, bro? I could get on here and say I don't mess with shawties who play with baking soda, who play with flour. Then I was about to leave it at preference, but then I seen some of y'all shawties agreeing in the comments.
Not to mention there was a headline by ESPN saying he was arrested, just to only follow up a couple hours later saying that the charges were dropped. But why did he have to go to jail first? Why did he have to go to jail? That's my whole point. That's ridiculous.
I can't say one word. She tell me that she the primary parent. Like, it's like, bro, this not cool, bro. It's not fair, bro. Like, I promise you, I swear on my life, on my soul, on my son, I never wanted to come on here and say no like this, but I feel like this is the only way. I was there the whole process, pulling his head out, everything. Like, I should have just as much say so as possible.
When did it become a problem to date women? There's no problem with liking women, bro. If I strictly want to date women, that's me.
If you wanted to get a snapshot of what's important to many of the black male voters that did not participate in the last election, then it's almost by a cosmic experience that three of them happened at the same time. Their first one is with Xavier Worthy getting into a quote-unquote domestic dispute where he actually lost some of his hair because it was pulled out by his girlfriend, and he ends up in jail. And then there's the issue with DDG and Halle Bailey, where he doesn't have any rights to see a child that he's responsible for. And then there's the blatant and straight up misandrous leanings of a Grammy Award winner. It is in this environment that many black men are trying to start families and protect them. And in this time where these are the most pertinent issues to straight black male voters, our representation in Congress is talking about this.
It is time for us to say, Mr. President, guess what? Russia invaded Ukraine. Can we at least agree on that one? Facts matter. Y'all, this is literally potentially putting us into an international crisis. We may be heading towards the next world war because we have a president that wants to pal around with Putin and wants to do everything to make him feel good, including lying about who invaded who. Mr. Chair, I got a minute left, but I really want to yield to any of my colleagues and ask them if they will say today, very basically, that when it came down to the war in Ukraine, that it was not Ukraine that invaded Russia, it was the other way around. Is there anybody in here that has enough courage to say that Russia invaded Ukraine?
You can have my time.
And this is yet the problem.
Don't get me wrong, I certainly believe that the war in Ukraine is a very important issue, and of course, to many people, is probably the most important issue. But for black men, if you look at the 18-point black male political agenda, it's not on there. And the reason why is simply we have more pertinent issues. If you heard the kind of environment early in this video, that is a very difficult environment in which to foster family, to raise children in, and to keep your family together. If you think about the three issues, one of them being family court, your significant other, you have a child with that person, they wake up one day and say, I don't want to be with you because whatever reason, I'm bored, I want to be with somebody else, and I'm going to weaponize your access to your child so that you can't see your child because I feel like it. That is what black men want to vote on. And if Democrats are not going to address that issue, we have no choice but be pushed right. Even the gentleman getting into an altercation with his significant other, and the default is, well, he's the guy, she's the woman, so he must have done something to her. Guys don't want to participate in that. Guys do not want to vote for that. And if that's all the Democrats have, they need to find something else. And this environment of young ladies simply having an issue with heterosexuality, that guys want to have families and have children and have a woman that cares about a home being a happy place that you want to see as a refuge from the world. If this is radical and this is something that many of the people on the left see as some sort of oppression, then it's just going to push guys to the right. And of all the people that I would have suspected being pushed to the right, I would have never suspected myself. But here I am getting pushed to the right because everything on the other side is kind of sort of a mess. I care about Ukraine to a certain point, certainly. But do the people in Ukraine care about black men in America? Have they ever? Has anyone stood up and said, we are going to put the interest of these black male voters first because they're Americans and they deserve something out of this American experiment? And if you're not going to answer that question, then you're not going to get my vote. And there are a growing number of black men that believe the same thing as I do. You can't look at the three videos in this video and say they don't have any grounds for their demands, because it's obvious. We want families, we want to protect them, and we want to have someone that understands that protecting our family is very pertinent to us. And if we can't do that, we're going to go overseas looking to solve the problem. We're going to date out looking to solve the problem, or we're going to find the best place possible, the best way possible to solve it. And if it doesn't involve the Democrats, then so be it. Maybe we'll have to vote the other way until they get the message. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. Catch you next video. Take care, guys.